In this video, we're going to be talking about on-page SEO. Now, there are a lot of factors that go into proper on-page SEO to get your articles to rank. But here's a short list. We're going to be talking about a lot more things, but here's a short list of things that you're going to want to be thinking about when you're trying to get your article to rank. So the title of the article should have your keyword. The URL of your blog post should have the keyword or a shortened version of the main words in your keyword should be in there. The article should be relevant to the keywords, right? So you're not going to, write a blog post about mattresses and then have your keyword have to do with something about pillows, right? And the next thing is your images have alt tags, outbound authority links, and links to related pages and posts on own site. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here in this video on some of these factors. Writing longer posts would be one of the first things that I would look at for, on-page SEO. Longer content typically is more powerful as it includes more keywords and also provides more information that is beneficial to the user. A number of websites that I've read mention that content should be longer than 2,000 words. If you can get it, if you're not overdoing it, but try to get it to 2,000 words while at the same time being as high a quality as possible, because the quality of your content is extremely important. Users, when they land on your blog post, are looking for something unique and interesting, and you want it to be content that they find worth sharing. So you want the users to actually be interested in your content. And with a longer blog post, it helps with dwell time. All dwell time is the amount of time that passes before a user returns back to the search engine results page. So longer content that's engaging and high in quality will make people stay longer on your website and want to read more. Okay, so these are all contributing factors. Also, with a 2,000 word blog post, look to place your main long tail keyword at least once every 500 words. That's just a rule of thumb. Fresh content. So we all know how difficult it is to constantly produce new high quality content. So what you can do is do a mixture of this is what I recommend. Do a mixture of writing your own content, be familiar with the structure and writing your own content. You don't have to do it every time, but do it every so often, and you can test that way. You can, your writing will get better. It probably won't be the best at first, but you'll see what gets more traffic, what structure gets more traffic, and you can then produce higher quality content that way. But also you can use AI writing content, maybe writing 70 to 80% of it for you, and then you can edit it and finish off the article with your own content, 20%. And then the last thing you can do is hire writers from either, Upwork, iWriter, Fiverr, or somewhere where you have found a good writer for the content that you're trying to post. Fresh content, at least 1 to 2 blog posts per week is something that you should be aiming for, which will allow your blog to get rankings a lot faster. All right. So the next thing is keywords. Obviously, I'm not going to need to beat a dead horse here. The keywords that you want to use should be relevant to your content's topic so that search engines can index your website correctly. So you don't want to confuse search engines by focusing on keywords that are completely irrelevant to your actual products or services or the main topic of your blog. So again, use keywords specifically, and I've talked about this in other videos. Long-tailed keywords that have search volume but low competition are the ones that you should be building your affiliate blog off of. The next thing is optimizing the title, meta title, heading, and subheading tags. The title tag is the strongest on-page tag indicator, and it carries the most significant weight for your SEO ranking. In case it is your first encounter with the title tag, an example of this is like when you type into Google any search query, it is the very first title of each website. And it's typically it's typically under, 50 characters, and it will be a straightforward title. The meta title and description is what you actually see below it. So you'll have something, at least 1 or 2 sentences long, which gives a brief explanation of what your website is about. Now, on the Wizard platform, when I did my demo of the Wizard platform, you guys saw where you entered in your appropriate tags, titles, descriptions, and everything to increase your SEO for your page. And again, this is a really important on-page metric that Google looks at to be able to accurately be able to tell what your blog article is about. The next thing is optimizing your URLs. And you can also do this in the Wizard platform. And it's really, really easy. You just want to take what your main long tail keyword or your keyword is and make sure you enter it as, on the back end of your URL, also known as the URL slug. This particular URL, for example, best organic mattresses for babies, you would want to at least have, 3 to 5 is a really good number to be able to optimize your URL. 3 to 5 words, include your long tail keyword in there. Again, you want to use and duplicate your long tail keyword as many times as possible in the title tags, inside the body of the article, on the back end for, to optimize your URL. You're placing it everywhere so that when Google crawls your website, it's going to know exactly what your website is about. Okay, so make sure you are optimizing your URLs. The next thing is backlinks. So this is a really important part of, basic on-page SEO is backlinks. So a backlink is basically when one website mentions another website by linking to it. So if you had a article talking about organic mattresses, you would want to have an authority mattress site link back to your maybe if you did a product review. Okay, this is an example. You did a product review of a particular organic mattress. Whatever the organic mattress authority is, you could reach out to them, tell them that you did a thorough review of their mattress, and ask to see if you could get a backlink from their authority site back to your site. It is a major deciding factor that helps your website increase its rank, and it's something that it should be done at least, if you can, at least once or twice per when you're getting started. Make an effort to reach out to authority websites to get backlinks. If you don't get it, it's not the end all be all, but understand that your SEO score is actually dependent on how many backlinks you have to your affiliate blog. Next, you're going to want to do what's called outbound links or linking to other websites. Okay. An example of an outbound link is, one that you can click. And when you link to other domains that are related to your content, it helps the search engine, i.e. Google, Bing, Yahoo, understand what your page is about. Having more related and high quality outbound links on your website can increase your rank by having your site recognized as trustworthy and of high quality by the search engines. Next, you'll want to make sure that you are linking to yourself. This right here should say yourself, but you should make sure that you're linking to yourself. And the way that you do this is, like I said in the previous video, you could have similar related articles, listicles, reviews. If they're within a certain niche or a topic, you can leave a hyperlink at the bottom of your blog articles that says, hey, if you want to know what our recommended 3 best organic mattresses are, you might want to check out this blog post that we did. You'll want to link to yourself. Internal links are links that go from one web page to another within the same domain. So these links are useful because they allow users to navigate through a site, right? It gives them a lot longer dwell time, and it will help boost your SEO rating. Okay. So it promotes your own content and other products and services. It's a super easy opportunity for you to increase the dwell time and the likelihood that's, the likelihood that somebody will maybe subscribe to an email and or maybe they'll save, a particular web page that they want to go back to. All of these things are really, really helpful. Next, you'll want to optimize your images. And when images, to make it easier for search engines to index your images correctly, you can use alt text. The alt text is used within HTML code and describes what the image shows. Every image you post on a blog post should have a detailed and accurate description in their alt text. You can do all of this within the Wizard dashboard where you post your blogs. And obviously, as you probably already know, social media, your social media accounts can be a powerful tool for your website, and have a Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram are all one of the basic ways of promoting. And I think I might have missed Pinterest is another fantastic way of promoting your website. So while social media doesn't really directly contribute to your ranking or SEO, what it will do is bring you more exposure and traffic to your site, which indirectly improves your ranking on Google. In other words, social media signals aren't a direct ranking factor on Google. It definitely impacts the ranking indirectly just by that increase in traffic that you're getting to your site. So I definitely wouldn't neglect creating social media accounts, creating other content, whether it be video, or image based, while factoring in your overall SEO. And you don't have to show your face in your social media profiles. This is just, you can just do images. You can, for like an Instagram page or a Pinterest page, or you can do, like I was saying for YouTube, you can create simple narrations over sliding images and some text and on a video, and it doesn't have to be 2 or 3 or 4 minutes long, and it will help add for traffic for your site, which boosts your SEO. And one of the last few things that helps your on-page SEO is going to be your site speed. Fortunately for us, we are using the Wizard platform, and the Wizard platform is already optimized using Amazon's AWS servers to be some of the fastest Lighthouse scores on the planet right now. So in the eyes of Google, your site is going to be already fully optimized, and it's going to be really, really fast. And also, all Wizard websites are mobile friendly and responsive automatically. So any blog post you make, anything you do on your website, anybody who views that content is already viewing mobile friendly, responsive, which again helps your back end of your SEO, your on-page SEO. And the last thing is going to be measuring your results. Now, you can easily do this with the ShineRanker tool. And the ShineRanker tool allows you to just type in your URL, and you can see if you have any red boxes for any of the major on-page SEO items. This allows you to quickly do audits of your website and to optimize every single piece of your website to allow you to rank faster. So you should always be measuring your results. And also what you can do is look at Google Search Console. Make sure you're getting impressions, you're getting clicks, right? These are all different analytics resources that you can use to optimize your blog site. That's going to be it for our on-page SEO. In the next video, we are going to be talking about keyword scaling strategies. Okay, see you on the next video.